So you're looking to relocate to Danville, California? Do you want to know those pros and cons? Well, stay tuned because we're talking about them today. Hey guys, it's Rachel Capilre here with Keller Williams Realty in San Francisco Bay Area. If you want to know all things about the San Francisco Bay, we got you covered in this channel, so click that subscribe button down below to get notified every time we have a new video out each week. We are getting so many people reaching out to us about relocating and moving to the San Francisco Bay Area. We absolutely love it. So if you want to know more, you've got to shoot us an email, DM, PM, text message, call, whatever you feel comfortable with, days, nights. We are here for you when learning and wanting to relocate to the San Francisco Bay Area. All right, so we're going over the pros and cons of living in Danville, California. Being a California native, growing up in one town over from Danville, these were my stomping grounds. So you're gonna wanna know the pros and cons, so stay till the end because I'm going over both. Okay, so pro number one, they have such a cute little downtown. I mean, Danville, it's awesome. It's a little strip down there. You got a ton of little bars and restaurants and shops, very walkable. Once you park in a location, you can easily walk up and down the streets, the tree-lined streets. It's like Old Town America, Danville. I love this little downtown. I've had many a nights here, hanging out with the girls, you know, drinking, bar hopping, having brunch in the morning. It's a super cute downtown. You can meet your buddies and your friends or your family down there, have a nice little brunch. Or if you want to be like me when I was younger, you know, at college town, meet your girls downtown, go to Menards and have a couple fun nights out, you know, with them. Get the cab ride home. Back in the day, we didn't have Uber back then, but it is a super cute downtown. You'll love it. There's a ton of little bars and shops, really quaint shops. They're not going to be chains. They're all going to be very kind of mom and pop type shops, which I love about this little area. So it's got a super quaint and cute downtown, and I've had plenty of fun nights on this town. And you know, it doesn't stay open too late, but you know, at the end of the day, I need to go party until the wee hours in the morning. Go to San Francisco for that. We've had great times on the street downtown Danville. So number two, there are a ton of really cute restaurants and places to eat. As I mentioned before, you can easily park somewhere, walk downtown, take a cruise, go out with your girlfriend, have a drink. If you want to like figure out where you want to go, maybe you want to check out a couple cute shops before you hit the restaurant with your friends. You can go out to, there's a lot of boutiques for like girls, like shopping flaunts down there. There's a couple, I forget the different boutique store names, but there's a couple little cute places where you can meet your girls, go shop around, then have lunch at, you know, restaurants down there. There's so many different really yummy restaurants that are all not super diverse, but good enough like diversity where you're happy. You're not gonna be in like San Francisco, Michelin star, 5-star restaurants, but there's some great places. There's a cool piano bar down there, like little cute shops for dogs and pets, which I love because, you know, if you have a friend that has, or a client or family member that has a dog, you can go to these little cute, quaint mom and pop stores. They're gonna have different things that you wouldn't normally find at like PetSmart or some massive, I don't know, dog chain. You know, so it's really cute. They've got really great restaurants and super cute shopping and dining downtown on Harts Avenue. So I think that is my pro number two. Super cute downtown with, you know, good restaurants and lots of shopping. All right, pro number three. Obviously, if you're moving to Danville, you've got to know this one. There are A+ schools here. All the elementary, high school, middle school, you're all gonna be in good hands with the kiddos here. You're not gonna have to worry about private, but like I always talk about, I have a list of private schools if you want them. If that's your jam, I got them for you. But Danville, you're gonna have A+ school ratings. You're not gonna have to worry about education here. I went through the school system and I turned out all right. So the number three is great schools. All right, number four, it is super family friendly. You're gonna see a lot of people here walking around the neighborhood with dogs, taking hikes, doing fun things with the family. There's a ton of sports. I always talk about school and sports because in these particular towns, they're kind of more suburban. So people are coming here to raise their family or to be with family. And it's just, yeah, it's a really kind of old town America, really cute, sweet, quaint town that is active in sports and family. So you're gonna have a lot of activities. There are a lot of things to do for kind of all ages. So, but it's just really family oriented. It's one of the things I love about it. I grew up here, so I've had plenty of nights between, you know, going to the high school football, games and soccer games, and my swimming, I was a swimmer for 10 years. That sounds torturous, but lots of activities for kids and families and things to do here. So you're not going to be bored and twiddling your thumbs if you have kiddos here. Okay, so on to 5. As we talked about, the number 4 was family activities and things to do. One thing I really like about Danville is that they have a ton of activities to do for the town. So every holiday you're gonna have some type of festival or activity. Like one of the big things I remember growing up was 4th of July. It was always such a big deal for me because we'd go, to college and then we come back, and there's a little section of the downtown which is called the Mercantile, which is kind of a lot of shops and some restaurants. And then you kind of move as you go down Harts Avenue, you'll go into the actual downtown, which is where the majority of the restaurants and bars are. So at the Mercantile, they'd always have a gathering, of the town. They'd have the parade, and everyone would kind of gather in this area and drink and eat and hang out, and it was super fun. So 4th of July, they have a gigantic parade, and you can just, sit down there, park your chair, and like I said, Old Town America, you're gonna enjoy the family festivities here. So it's, number 5 is family festivities and parades, and they always have city activities for every kind of major holiday because they have such a great downtown. I think that Danville is probably, growing up here, it was probably the downtown that everyone tried to mimic in all the other cities, because in San Ramon, where I grew up, there wasn't a really distinct downtown like Danville, so a lot of people would flock to Danville and Walnut Creek back in the day. But now each city is kind of mimicking their downtown after Danville. So that's one of the things I loved about it growing up. So number 5 is all the cool festivities that they have for family and friends. For 6 is, as I've talked about before, there is an Iron Horse Trail where people, it connects kind of from city to city. So San Ramon, Danville, Walnut Creek, Pleasant Hill, it kind of goes down, up or down 680, the freeway, and that kind of connects all the towns. So the Iron Horse Trail is a super fun trail where people go and they ride their bikes, or they hike on it and walk. This is a really cool pathway where you can kind of mimic the freeway, kind of parallel the freeway, but you could ride a bike on it and easily do a 15, 10, 20 mile bike ride up and down this trail. So it's another thing that I love about Danville. I've spent plenty of times on this. My dad actually used to run the Iron Horse Trail every single day, I think around 3 or 4 miles. I actually had to run it with him, which I'm not a huge fan of, but now I ride it with my little guy. So it's a great little inlet that you don't have to worry about traffic and riding your bike on the street or something. It's just a cute little trail where people go on there and hike, and you'll see a lot of people out there on the weekends just hiking and now wearing their masks thanks to COVID. But it's another added little feature that I always like to talk about. All right, pro number 7. I always like talking about this because Danville, it's so funny. Growing up, when you're a kid, you go to Disneyland and you realize, oh my gosh, the streets are so amazingly kept and everything is so beautiful at Disneyland. It's like if you throw a piece of trash or drop a piece of trash, we don't like to throw a piece of trash because we're not litter bugs, but if you drop something by accident, someone will come and pick it up in Disneyland instantly. And I feel like Danville is a little bit, it's pretty similar because it's a smaller community and people really care about their town. So it's a beautifully kept town, and it's got clean streets, and you don't have to worry about, people that are crazy dumping their trash on the ground or homeless littering everywhere. I mean, it's a really nice town, and it's pleasant to walk around. And number 7 for me is just, it's a really clean kept town. I know this sounds weird that I'm talking about it like this, but I mean, the truth is not every town is kept well. So a pro of Danville, if you are like me, are clean kept streets and citizens that care about where they live and the streets that they walk around on. So pro number 7, clean kept streets. Okay, the last pro, number 8. Right? I know it sounds weird, but you know what? I love this about Danville. It has got this amazing little tiny community nestled in the beautiful oak trees on Sycamore Valley Road, I think it is. that connects into like the back roads of San Ramon. They've got this really exclusive, awesome community called Diablo. And if you're a native like me, you'll know when you hear Diablo, it's like this gorgeous community. I mean, the homes are absolutely stunning, but it's like tree-lined, gorgeous, gorgeous, gorgeous homes that are, every single one of them is unique. They have a Diablo Country Club, and it's just a really cool, nestled in little community that is just unbelievably gorgeous. And if you live here, I think back in the day it was a lot of like horses and farm kind of lots, because it's so spacious and the houses are also unique. But I just love it. I don't know, I think it's a really cool pro if you have the ability to get into that tiny little community and there is a home for sale there. I would say hop on it, because you will just never, it's just such a gorgeous place to live. I mean, check it out. Number 8, Diablo. That's a big pro. So now on to the cons. Con number 1 is that it is expensive here. Average household income is going to be about $152,000 a year. So it is what it is. If you can't afford it, you can't afford it. There's plenty of other areas in the San Francisco Bay Area that you can easily, move to. But if these aren't your numbers, then this isn't probably, maybe this is the town for you. So that is a con. It is expensive. You have to pay to play here. You need to be able to afford basically a home that's about $1 million plus. So that's one con of living in Danville. Okay, con number 2, I hear this all the time. It's hot, too hot, I can't live there, oh my gosh. Oftentimes this comes from people living in San Francisco, where it is pretty much 95% of the time colder, at least 10 or 15, sometimes even 20 degrees cooler. You're gonna have that marine layer fog that's gonna make you cooler. And if you're coming out here after, you hit the tunnel after Berkeley and Rockridge, and you're coming into the East Bay, it's gonna be hotter. It's just is what it is. It's Mother Nature. Welcome to sunshine. But I don't see people complaining that are outside playing and having fun in the pool and enjoying the sunshine. I don't really see people in San Francisco in pools. So if cool weather and walking your dog or cat or both in fog and the cool is your jam, then stick over to the peninsula area. Stay in the San Francisco, Oakland. Stay out after the tunnel, Rockridge, Berkeley. Stay in that area, because those are going to be areas that are cooler. I have friends that live in Oakland, and it could be like 99 degrees here and like, cold and foggy where they are. So con number 2, you're going to have some heat. So you better be able to walk Rover or Johnny or Billy, whatever you want to call your dog, Avon, Barksdale. You're going to have to walk them in the heat in the summertime. But, it's not hot 95% of the time here. It's actually really pleasant. With global warming, I feel like it's changing the landscape of our world. So we're in October and it's 85 degrees, 87 degrees out. But hey, something you have to take into consideration. Okay, number 3, with that hot weather and all of the sunshine making the flowers grow and the trees bloom, or I guess trees grow and flowers bloom, you're gonna get allergies, okay? So it's another complaint I hear all the time. My allergies are so bad in that area. I don't know how you handle it. And it's like, oh my God. I know, it's tough. I mean, that's the beautiful thing about flowers. It's like, they're so pretty to look at, but then you sneeze. And oftentimes, this is the deal with allergies. And I don't know, I'm not a doctor. I don't preface that I could solve anything. I'm not a doctor, but when I was a kid growing up, every year what happens is in the springtime, allergies come on. I start taking the Claritin, because there's a beautiful thing called drugs that can help with allergies. And then your body just kind of gets immune to it. Like, after like the first couple weeks, I'm pretty much done with allergies. So if allergies is not your thing and you can't handle it, just stay where you are, or ask me to find you a place where less flowers bloom. Or maybe you can ask me for some drugs. I can recommend some Claritin and some Allegro, which is what I use. Actually, there's a really good brand at Target that I got last year. It's like $7, and like they seriously are amazing. So I don't know if you necessarily need to go the expensive route, but allergies is something else you have to take into consideration. I can't speak for everyone in the San Francisco Peninsula area, but like I said, I think it's probably a little more tame over there. Just when you get the sunshine, when you get the blooms, it's gonna create that issue of allergies. So it's something that you need to be aware of before moving here. But there are plenty of ways to like get rid of them. So don't worry, we got you covered. Number 4, con of Danville, California is there is not a BART station here. So BART, for those people that don't know what BART is our rail system, our public transportation train system. There's Muni, Amtrak, and BART, but BART's the primary one. So the next closest BART station is going to be in Walnut Creek from Danville. So you're gonna have to commute to Walnut Creek if you are working in the city. A lot of people are working remote now, so the landscape is changing. I'm not sure how that's gonna happen, what's gonna happen with that. I feel like traffic is picking up more these days, but if you're gonna be commuting into the city, which oftentimes if you're making these big salaries, or even San Jose, a lot of people are moving from San Jose to Danville because they commute from the Silicon Valley here. So if you're commuting from Silicon Valley, you're definitely gonna have to drive because there's no rail station that'll connect you to Silicon Valley, but BART does connect to San Francisco, which is where a lot of people in these areas work. So you're gonna have to take into consideration traffic, and that can be a con. But again, right now we're going through COVID, so I don't know how it's gonna play out with this landscape of people commuting, telecommuting to work. So I think that's going to be a really beneficial landscape for us. I know a lot of people are coming from San Francisco here because the market in San Francisco is getting flat and not improving. I think they went up last month, maybe 3% or for the year, year to date. So San Francisco, a lot of people are moving from the city here. So con number 4 is there's no BART station here. So you got to take into consideration traffic. All right, con number 5. You're gonna have a small town vibe and not much diversity here. Niche.com gives it a B on diversity, and I can tell you right now, it's definitely a small town vibe. So if bumping city life with lots of artistic people that are creative, with a plethora of diversity and backgrounds, you're just not gonna get it in Danville. I mean, it's gonna be really cute and quaint, and people are gonna know everyone, and there is gonna be a diversity. It's not like it's just one culture here. There's definitely multiple cultures here, which is nice, but you're just not gonna get the same vibe you would get at like Rockridge, Oakland, San Francisco, Berkeley, Emeryville. It's not gonna happen. It's all, everyone's different. So if that's your jam, you gotta go to other places to get it. I think Danville is an amazing town to raise family and to have friends. I have some of my best friends come from this town, and we've been lifelong friends for 20 years, and I've got a plethora of friends, all different shapes, sizes, races, ethnicities, you name it. I'm an open book to everyone, and I think I came out pretty well-rounded coming from these areas. So, if you want a super cultural, interesting, artistic, open community, you're gonna have to search a little bit elsewhere. I think that Danville's definitely, open-minded, and it's wonderful, but you're just not gonna be able to go downtown and have Ethiopian food, and then Chinese and Thai and Argentinian. It's just not gonna happen here. Rockridge, yeah, you might be able to walk down the downtown and be able to get all the plethora of different foods, but you can always order in. I mean, it just depends. And you're definitely not gonna be able to see some multicultural event. Well, maybe they may have something for you here in Danville, but at the end of the day, it's a smaller town vibe. You're gonna get, everyone kind of is involved with everyone and knows everyone, and it's a beautiful thing. You always got some people to help out, and it doesn't seem like you're, a little fish in a big pond here in Danville. So you're gonna be, swimming along with all the fishes. So if diversity and a bigger city bump and vibe is your jam, then we gotta pick another place, because this is 4th of July parade. You're gonna see Mr. and Miss Smith down the road, and you're not gonna see all kinds of different stuff here. It's all what's up to you and what you want. All right, so there you have it, the 411 on Danville. If you want to know more about the San Francisco Bay Area, make sure to click that subscribe button, hit that like, thumbs up for the video if you got some value out of it. And we are here to help you move and relocate and make your transition easy. So just feel to reach out to us, DM, PM, email, text message, whatever you feel comfortable with, give us a call. I know that seems archaic these days, but we are happy to take a call and help you out in any way, shape, or form we can, all right? So have a great week, guys. Thanks so much for watching, and we'll see you in the next video. Bye.